Welcome back. For whatever reason, you're watching yet another video I have recorded on how to use AI for everyday tasks. I'm working on my pacing. When I teach, I talk very fast, so I'm trying to be a bit more emphatical with speaking on the old YouTube here. I'm also trying to look at the camera a little bit more. It's a little weird because I'm just, staring into, a camera lens, but whatever. And then my actual screen is, you get the idea. Over here is my monitor and all that. So without further ado, you clicked on this video either just because you think I'm cool, maybe not likely, maybe I am, I don't know. Or more realistically, you want to look at some tools that would let you manipulate documents using artificial intelligence tools without having to pay OpenAI, Microsoft, all the people that charge like $20 a month. So I have a list of some stuff we're going to go through here. I have personally tested Jan. I've done up until about step 3 here, so I can't promise that this is going to be a flawless video, but underlying goal here is I have a couple documents. Got a copy of Moby Dick, flat out text file here. We'll talk about the Gutenberg project a little bit too and how we can test some of this stuff. And also got a document that I was recently made familiar with during my time in Germany. This felt a little targeted to me when they updated the guidance when my plane landed in Frankfurt, but it's a pretty lengthy document. And we might also look at like a Microsoft 10K financial statement or something. We'll see where life takes us with these tools. But if you're watching this video, you probably have an interest in artificial intelligence, machine learning, specifically keeping it private and making sure that your data stays secure. You might have a use case in terms of your job. You might deal with something public. You might be dealing with something that needs protection that you can't share the data with OpenAI. So I have a couple tools outlined here. I got my little handy sheet here. Jan or Jan, I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it because I just recently switched to this from LM Studio. But we're going to download and run Jan, depending on how you say it, LM Studio, GPT for All, and Private GPT. We're also going to test them using those documents that I talked about. Other big takeaway from this video, we're getting into testing NVIDIA driver support stuff now. This stuff does require a good enough graphics card. So what that means is we got to make sure that we're using the right kinds of drivers. We still have Python 3.10.6 from using Stable Diffusion. That should be good enough. If not, we'll tack it. This will probably be a longer video, but we'll see where life takes us. So I haven't downloaded anything on this. This is the Stable Diffusion computer, Atropos, some Fate ML cluster here. So we're literally picking up from the last video where I showed Stable Diffusion in action. Now we're just going to download a couple more things, run them, and see where life takes us. So I think I already clicked download on Jan. It's not a very large file, but the website you're looking for is this one right here. So they're gunning for like that old school Macintosh aesthetic, I guess. Not really old school to me, but yeah, I'm old. Download Jan for PC. Take your pick of your operating system. I'm on Windows, so I already downloaded it for Windows. See, it's downloading an extra copy there. It's 124 megs, so it's not that large. Don't need that second one, so I'll just go ahead and just launch this thing, and should install pretty easily. Like I said, I have Python installed already. I have the NVIDIA drivers. We're going to confirm the NVIDIA drivers in a second. But yeah, looks like there might be an update. And yeah, so pretty easy to use tool. You just download and install it. The tricky part is getting into the settings, like Stable Diffusion, playing with the settings. Once we have our user interface here, we'll tinker with a couple settings, and we're going to use probably the Llama 3 8 billion parameter model, and we'll see how that does at summarizing these documents. Again, this computer, not the greatest computer in the world here. Okay, I might have just crashed it. Okay, there we go. So again, you see the processor, not that great, but we're not really here for that. The processor, we're here for the graphics card. So we'll see what damage we can do with this. So this is Jan. I'm gonna call it Jan because I think that's how it's pronounced. Basic interface for hooking into a large language model. I've used LM Studio and a couple others before, and I should probably get LM Studio downloading. In fact, I'll show you, like, we'll go ahead and get LM Studio downloading. But real quick on the UI here, you can make a new thread that lets you interact with, like, pick up the conversations as if you're using OpenAI or Claude, or take a pick. This is where you can pre-prompt the message you send it. This is where you can start tinkering with a little bit of alignment to get the models to do what you want them to do. I probably won't go too terribly dark with the stuff that we can do on these videos. I might allude to some stuff you can do with it, but again, this is more so just educational purposes, and I'll hint at some of the nastier things you could do without actually showing it. But that's the instructions right there is how we can manipulate this. Comes, I think, preloaded with Llama 7 billion instruct. We will talk about what the 7B instruct means a little bit in this video. But right now, we need to get, we're not going to use Grok Llama 7B, though. We don't want to use that. So what we can do, it has a built-in model viewer, just like LM Studio, that we're going to take a look at in a second. I mentioned Llama3, 8 billion, quantized to 4 bits. Lot of nerd stuff right there. If you're watching this video, it probably just sounds like nonsense, because honestly, it kind of is. Llama3 is a large language model released from Facebook/Meta. They call it Llama because large language model, Llama, LLM. And it's open source. So Facebook kind of set off this whole thing where anybody can download these models and fine tune them now because they released Llama way back when. We also, on the advanced series, will look at fine tuning GPT-2 from OpenAI. But right now, we're just downloading Llama3, 8 billion. 8 billion refers to the amount of tokens in that model. We'll do a whole video on tokenization as well, but token, easiest way to think about it for the moment, every word in every document corresponds to a number in an index. So if you have wherefore art thou Romeo? Wherefore would be a word, art thou Romeo. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's, again, very oversimplifying tokenization, but you're adding an index to words, and we'll talk about how tokenization works at a later point. Underlying point I'm trying to get to here, 8 billion tokens in this model, and it's been quantized down to 4-bit precision. Don't even worry about that. We'll click on the advanced series. We'll talk about precision and all that in the advanced series. But this model, it's lightweight, it's fast, should do what we need it to do. It's already loaded, or it's already downloaded. So we could click on use as well. You'll see now it's switched over to Llama3 8 billion because that's the one I have downloaded. And I created a new thread here. I mean, maybe that's a glitch, whatever. We don't need it. But we could name this thing anything we want. Let's just do like basics of chatting locally. So just like ChatGPT, except this is running on my local computer. And we're going to keep it on my resources over here. Put this above my talking head. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Oh, that's the wrong window entirely. File manager. Sorry, I'm remoted into my GPU machine behind me. That's why I'm using remote desktop. Okay, so I think we can see the GPU performance there. Yeah, cool. Basically chatting locally, so I could be like, hey, Llama, I need some Python code to visualize the Mandelbrot fractal. Again, I have no idea what it's going to do. I've only tested this very basically. My test, though, it should generate some Python code that more or less will work. I haven't tried this specific model. But so it's loading the model. You can see my dedicated VRAM over here jumped up a bit. My CPU is not really doing much. The graphics card should take over entirely in a second. And we'll just see, yep, graphics card's taken over. And this is all running locally. This computer, other than the graphics cards, it's a 3080, so you can get this graphics card for $800 at most. I think they're like $500, $600. This whole computer cost about $1,000. It is not a very good computer. What's making it, well, I guess this thing, don't worry about the Titan 5. We're not using it. We'll do that in the advanced series. But the rest of it, it's about $1,000. So that looks like it would run. I don't actually, hold on. We could probably run, I do have a basic Python environment installed. So if we want to test it, I mean, I did install Python 3.10. Again, the underlying point, we're not here to do Python. We're here to see how we could do this locally with our computer. I make no promises what this is going to do. I'm just going to call it Mandelbrot1, Mandelbrot1.py. And I'm going to run it and just see what happens. It should ideally, okay. I don't even have the dependencies installed. That's how fresh this Python environment is. So we're not going to mess with that too much later. Underlying point being, we can now generate code here. We could get a little crazier with it. So let's make just another new chat here as I need help creating my own blockchain based on Bitcoin and SHA-256. Again, getting kind of technical there, but just like ChatGPT, it's going to outline everything for you, and it's doing it pretty dang fast, actually. You can see like the CPU spike cycles there. He's a little bit of like the processor's doing. I'm not sure what's. This actually may be all CPU based still because that's spiking. I didn't mess with any of the actual settings here. It's still fast. So trying to remember how to do this in Jan. I think it's this settings icon right here. And then we got to enable some stuff anyway. So yeah, advanced settings. Let's turn on experimental mode. Okay, we are using the GeForce. So we won't turn on the Titan just yet. We can, but we don't need to just yet. Experimental mode's on. And that should also let us interact with documents. So let's go back here. Go back to my chat conversations. Again, I'll just delete this one and let's just try something like I need help writing a paper that compares we'll say Catholicism in the 1500s to Shakespearean plays. Again, I'm just making stuff up here. Now again, like with ChatGPT, Claude, all that, you want to make sure that it will actually, it's not just spouting nonsense, but this is a very gentle introduction into running a GPT locally on your computer without having to build one. And again, it's really not using that much resources. So reason I have Jan fired up here, again, just these threads will get out of control if I leave them here. Let's make a new one. We can call this like document interaction, documents. I'll just call it documents. We are going to play with a couple of these parameters here. We're going to give it a pre-prompt. You are a manuscript editor, and you provide executive summaries to your superiors. You summarize documents that could be, we'll just say you summarize documents. That should be enough of a pre-prompt. You get all your beautiful parameters down here that we're going to look at in LM Studio a bit more. Temperature is how creative you allow the model to be. Higher temperature means more creative it's going to get. We're summarizing documents, so I'm going to keep it pretty average right now. Top P, that's the probability of the most relevant outputs. We talked a little bit about this. And then stream, how many tokens are we going to allow it to stream? 4096, that's the model limitation for this specific model. When we compare other models, we'll compare other models. We'll talk about that later. There's some other stuff that we're not getting into just yet because I just want to show you how very basics, take a document, download a program, and you can summarize it using a basic graphics card. So that's what we're doing here. In LM Studio then, I did mention, or not LM Studio, Jan, you do have to go to advanced settings, turn on experimental mode, and that, let me turn it off, show you, it should have that setting that I was just looking at. Yeah, so you were looking for something that lets you interact with the document, and if it's hidden in Jan, it by default it is, you have to go to settings, advanced settings, and turn on experimental mode. And that will let you interact with documents using Jan. I know this because I was doing this last night. So down here then, we have this new thing here, tools, retrieval. So we're going to use the Llama3 model for retrieval. We set a few parameters here, and then we can specify a little bit more context. But right now, we're just going to feed it a couple documents. Let's start with, I haven't even downloaded anything. Let's start with Moby Dick. So I'm just going to right click, save link as. I think this is a text file. Yeah, it's a text document. We'll double check, make sure that the text document is valid. So 1.2 megabytes. That's Project Gutenberg, title, chapters. Yeah. Other thing probably should have mentioned before we dive into this, in the Jan documentation, it does mention verifying that your CUDA drivers are good. So let's do that real quick. I'll literally just using their documentation right here. Go to quick start here. I'm trying to remember exactly where it said the CUDA stuff. Desktop, Windows. Yeah. So this looks a lot scarier than it is to your average user. And if you're just following this tutorial, download Jan, then go to a command line prompt or command prompt. Hopefully, come on, give me a command prompt, please. It's literally a Windows built-in thing. There, if I can just type CMD. Okay. Not sure what this computer's doing here. Let's try going the old school way. I think it's under Windows System command prompt. Okay. Don't know why CMD didn't work. I've probably already screwed up this wiped machine. Anyway, doesn't matter what directory you're in, as long as you have the NVIDIA drivers installed. If you type in NVIDIA SMI, you should get some output like this. It'll show you what your graphics card's doing, how much power it's using, all that. As long as it shows something like this and not an error, you got SMI ready to go. Other thing we got to check then is CUDA. So NVCC, NVIDIA CUDA control, I think. I forget what the CC is. Dash version, that should be to 12.4, CUDA 12.4. So I have what I need to make this work. If you have installed your NVIDIA GeForce Experience, you have everything you need. And typically Windows will just install that for you. If not, I will have a whole video on how to make sure you have the right drivers and all that too. Anyway, let's summarize the document. All right, so documents, we have Moby Dick downloaded. I'm just going to be attached as a copy, let's say a text copy of Moby Dick from Project Gutenberg. I think I'm spelling that right. Either way, I need to write a, let's say, sophomore level. Yeah, see it again. I did math and I wasn't good at math either. I can't spell. Sophomore level book report for my English 200 class. So let's try to. I guess I can't. Sophomore. It's okay. I can kind of spell, and English probably was capitalized. And then to attach the document, we now have this nice little paperclip right here for an attachment. And we'll just go to where we saved it. I think it's threw it on the desktop. It may just want a PDF. So let's see what this does. I think it'll work though. I don't know. It's reloading Llama 3. So we'll see what it does. Model's reloading. Model success. Since it's a lengthy novel, I'll provide some. Throughout the novel, Melville explores themes of obsession, revenge. It's okay. Let's play with this a bit more, because honestly, if you're watching this, you might be a high school or college student trying to figure out how to defeat the AI detectors, even though AI detectors are total BS, and I'll have a whole video on that. But let's dive into it right now. So let's say I need to do 5 to 10 pages. Let's do a page each from each of those outlined themes and characters. And let's include a few typos and grammatical errors. Run-on sentences are also okay. Reason we're doing that is every single AI detector is tuned to detect perfect English. And if it detects perfect English 100% of the time, say if you're writing an academic paper that has to meet certain standards, it's going to say AI wrote it because it follows the rules exactly. So if you throw in some typos, you throw in some errors, that's really all you need to defeat an AI detector. I'm not even kidding. But let's see what we get here. Okay, yeah. It's not exactly as lengthy as I would like it to be, but it's a starting point. We could feed this back in. It's summarizing the document. It's doing what I want it to do. Again, haven't paid a penny for this. I'm just using a kind of mid-range computer to make all this work, and it's running pretty well. Let's make another thread then. We'll try that German AI guidance document. That thing's pretty intense. And we'll do like a Microsoft document too. So yeah, I need to download the documents. That's why I'm confused. So we'll talk about that prompting right there in a second. Well, maybe not in a second, maybe in another video. Artificial intelligence strategy, yes. So this is an older document. It's not actually this is the one I wanted, but it's long. There's enough here that I don't want to read it, and we can ask Llama to summarize it for us. So let's just call this German government AI paper. Again, you can call it whatever you want. It doesn't really matter. I'm gonna go ahead and just actually, you know what? Let's change the prompt a little, like the pre-prompt a little bit. Let's say you are a policy maker and have the ability to influence the way a country is governed. You need direct, concise summaries of important documents. And you have the ability to make those summaries. We'll fix the typos in a second. Have the ability, so again, I know watching, did that ability thing twice. Make those things happen. All right, we're gonna, again, attach the document, nothing special to this, and just be like, I need you to summarize this document. What should I know about? I don't even remember. Like, you kind of want to include some keywords to give it a little bit of attention or guidance as to what you want to do. AI strategy for the German federal government. Okay, that's easy enough. What should I know about the AI strategy for the German federal government? Again, I have no idea what this is going to do, so let's find out together. Like I said, I gave it, yeah, making sure everything's enabled here. Tools, yep, retrieval's enabled. Take a look at my computer, like response time here. Where's task manager? There it is. There she goes. To strengthen local AI capacity, building access to open AI training sets. Okay. Let's see here. Let's give me some more details on those bullets. Can you provide direct page references for each bullet? So getting the idea, like I said, it's about working smarter, not harder. So, you know, if you can summarize a 50-page government document using this tool, I see that as a win. Vague statement, but it seems to be referencing the idea of German. Okay. I was hoping it'd give me page numbers. Let's poke it a bit more here. You provide direct page numbers. Each of these, again, like we're just okay, yeah, page 20. So it looks like it's really focused on page 29 there. Let's take a look at page 29, see if it's full crap. So page 29, regulatory framework. So let's see if we can do like a split screen thing here. There it is. Oh, it's gonna look a little weird. Let's see if we can collapse that. Okay, it doesn't look terrible there. All right, promoting AI in aerospace, remote sensing, and European actively examining like international framework. Citing, I'm looking for like aerospace. Yeah, actually, no, it's it. Yeah, it's. I don't see aerospace there, but I'm also reading pretty fast. Okay. Again, not bad. Could be better. Not bad. Let's try one more document. Let's pull down like a Microsoft 10K or like a financial document. So, let's do like, let's do Tesla. Tesla 10Q maybe. SEC filings. For my international viewers, if you're watching this for whatever reason outside of the United States, Security and Exchange Commission, this is where every single publicly traded entity has to report their earnings and make sure that they're not defrauding investors, all kinds of fun stuff. We're getting to accounting, so I'm sure my accounting colleagues would love to give me some feedback on my lack of knowledge around accounting. But really what we need here is just a basic PDF. So I was hoping, I don't want the HTML. We might actually have to go through the SEC's whole thing here. Let's see here. Yeah, let's look at annual and quarterly reports. Let's just do that. Annual, let's do the 10Q. There we go. There's a PDF, and it's gonna be a lot of financial stuff. So we'll fire that through John, and see what it does. So we save that to desktop as well. Again, make a whole new thread here. So we'll say new thread. We'll just say it like, I'll just call it like, we'll call it SEC analyst. So instructions, you are a finance PhD and you work effortlessly to summarize SEC documents. Should be enough. So we're going to attach that, add the document, Tesla, summarize, was that the 10K? This, we'll say 10K for Tesla for me. And we'll see what it does. Hopefully does the thing. Yeah, we'll give the computer a second here. And okay, I'm 25 minutes in. We'll download a couple more things and we'll tinker with them. And honestly, we might just do Jan on this video because I'm so bad about just, I keep talking because I'm a professor and I don't know when, students start zipping up their bags and everything. Revenues for 3 months ended was 17.6 billion, decrease of 6%. Let's see if that's actually true. This is where, like, oh, the accounting professors would be like, you don't know where to find that, man? Because I don't. Short-term investments, accounts receivable, net. Probably should have picked a document I could have read easier than this. Net income attributable to stockholders. Oh yeah, weighted average shares. I think that number was right. We're looking for 17.6 billion. I could control F it, but yeah, so 17.6 billion, 17 point. Is that right? Total annual revenue. Oh yeah, automotive leasing on total automobile revenues. Automotive sales. Yeah, no, there it is. I'm pretty sure that's it. Either way, again, this is probably a great example why you shouldn't rely entirely on AI tools to summarize things. I will never claim to be an accounting expert. I'd ask my nice colleagues and the nice folks at H&R Block to help me with this. Accounting was just not one of my strong suits. So let's play around with it a little bit. Is there anything worrying in the report? Should I invest? Well, again, we're just tinkering. Summary, 10K, context, revenue, insider trading. One of the directors adopted a rule ranging for, okay. 6% decrease in automotive sales and leasing. We did see that. Insider trading agreements may yeah. So if you do something illegal, it may raise concerns about potential stock sales. Thanks for that, Tesla 10K. I swear. If I had just, it must be so easy to take money and turn it into more money if you're just willing to break the law. I digress. I'm about to go off on a rant. You get the idea. We can take documents, use this tool for free to summarize. You know what? I'm going to wrap up the video. I said we'll test out a couple other tools. We'll save that for another day. Underlying idea, I just wanted to get y'all started with this. I'll post the links down at the bottom as always, which is literally just the Jan downloader. It didn't even need to install Python. It looked like it had Python wrapped with it. If you have questions, comments, concerns, feel free to leave a comment. I would say mash that like and subscribe button, but again, I don't care if you do or not. It'd be cool if I could monetize this, but I need like something like 500 followers or something. I definitely will not get. So I'm not going to be the guys like, hey, like and subscribe. Like, you know, so, if you like it, cool. If not, okay, well, you could have just skipped the video. On that happy note, then I'm just gonna stop talking and stop recording, and I'll get this uploaded. So next video, I'll probably go back to Stable Diffusion. Just depends on what I uncover. It might be next video might be looking at taking actual videos and auto summarizing them. That seems pretty cool too. But anyway, that's basics of doing large language modeling on your computer, entirely open source, so that you can trust the privacy and security of the data. Everything you just saw here was open source, freely available. My network, I mean, I'm remoted in, but nothing left my network on this. So I'll wrap up there, and I'll see y'all in the next video. So yeah, have a good one.